Number 3 in the pound for pound rankings, heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic. 19-3, 10-3 in the UFC octagon. You know, he's got the record title defenses at heavyweight, which is 3. He just beat DC in the rematch. Gonna fight DC again in August, trilogy match, August 15. 3 losses. He lost to Stefan Struve 8 years ago by TKO. It was a TKO, his first loss 8 years ago. Didn't revenge it, nothing happened. Okay, he lost it 8 years ago though. Big deal. You know, it's fine. Then in about 6 years ago, he lost to Junior Dos Santos. That was by decision, but then he rematched him in 2017 and finished him by TKO. So no, he avenged that loss. Then he lost to DC. He lost his heavyweight belt to DC in 2018. You know, DC knocked him out in the first round, but Stipe came back in the second fight, the rematch last year, 2019, and finished him in the 4th round. So, you know, he avenged that loss. So out of his 3 losses, he's avenged twice, 2 of them, and the last one is the one he lost 8 years ago. So, you know, it's not that big of a thing. In the DC fight, he lost his belt by first round knockout, and DC was eye-poking a bit, you know, playing a bit dirty. So, you know, that could have affected the way he didn't see the knockout coming, and that could have got him. Same in the second fight, DC outstruck him in the first 3 rounds. DC was winning on the scorecards, but he was poking him eyes. You know, Stipe actually went to eye surgery after the fight, but yeah, he was eye poking him, and Stipe still got the job done. Good change in fight IQ. You know, got the body shots in and finished him off. Trilogy there. This trilogy can define, you know, where Stipe actually is. I still think he's pound for pound number 3. I think that's a good spot for him. I don't think he's pound for pound number 1 or 2. I don't think he's as good as Khabib or John Jones because he hasn't got as many title defenses, nor is he that as dominant. Even though he did avenge his losses. Even if he does beat DC, he still won't go up in pound for pound rankings. I think he'll stay at number 3 in my opinion, because, you know, it doesn't really show anything extra. I think to become number 2, he has to defend his belt at least a couple more times, maybe a rematch against Ngannou, even though he beat Ngannou already, which is a really good win. He beat Ngannou. Hardly anyone does that. That guy's scary. Yeah, so he beat Ngannou. If he rematches him, a couple other guys he beats, I don't think he's going to rematch anymore. He's talking about retirement already. You know, he wanted to beat DC and retire, which, you know, didn't happen. There's a trilogy. But yeah, so he's probably going to retire. But if he does want to have number 2 pound for pound, he's going to have to, you know, have at least 2, 3 more, maybe even 4 more title defenses to go up to number 2, you know. But that's depending if Khabib doesn't fight anymore as much. If Khabib keeps going dominant and Stipe defends a few more times, then, you know, it's going to be the same thing. And to become number 1, he's going to have to fight John Jones. I think if John Jones goes up for a super fight, and then he beats John Jones, he defends against John Jones, then definitely, after that he has to beat DC first, and then beat John Jones. He's definitely pound for pound number 1.